Ted Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber, was a domestic terrorist who targeted universities and airlines in a bombing spree that lasted nearly 2 decades. Born in 1942 in Chicago, Illinois, Kaczynski was a highly intelligent and talented individual who showed promise from a young age. Kaczynski was a bright student and excelled academically, eventually earning a PhD in mathematics from the University of Michigan. He went on to hold a faculty position at the University of California, Berkeley, where he taught mathematics. However, despite his early success, Kaczynski eventually dropped out of academia and retreated to a remote cabin in Montana. It was there that Kaczynski transformed into the Unabomber, a radical anti-technology activist who sought to strike back at a society he perceived as being controlled by technology. He believed that it was destroying humanity and sought to bring attention to this issue by targeting universities and airlines with bombs. Kaczynski's manifesto, which he sent to several newspapers, outlined his views on technology and his motivations for the bombings. In it, he argued that technology was not only destroying the environment and eroding human freedom, but also threatening to turn humans into little more than cogs in a machine-driven society. Despite his efforts to bring attention to his beliefs, Kaczynski's actions were widely condemned as reprehensible and harmful. Nevertheless, his case continues to raise important questions about the dangers of technology and the limits of individual freedom in modern society. Kaczynski's bombing campaign as the Unabomber lasted nearly 2 decades, from 1978 to 1995, during which he targeted universities and airlines. Over the course of this campaign, he injured 23 people and killed 3 others with his homemade bombs. The Unabomber's methods were highly sophisticated, and he took great care to ensure that his bombs would cause the maximum amount of damage. His bombs were designed to be detonated by remote control or when opened by the intended victim. The bombings were the subject of intense investigation by the FBI, who eventually were able to track him down using forensic evidence and the help of Kaczynski's own brother. Despite his efforts to remain anonymous, Kaczynski was eventually arrested and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The investigation and capture were a complex and multifaceted effort that lasted nearly 2 decades. The FBI led the investigation, and its efforts were extensive. Agents used a variety of techniques, including forensic analysis and eyewitness accounts, to try and track down the bomber. Despite these efforts, Kaczynski managed to remain at large for many years. However, a major break in the case came when Kaczynski sent his manifesto to several newspapers, including the Washington Post. In the manifesto, he outlined his motivations for the bombings and his anti-technology beliefs. The publication of the manifesto was crucial in the investigation, as it provided insight into the Unabomber's mindset and helped the FBI to develop a profile of the suspect. One of the key factors in Kaczynski's capture was the role played by his own brother, David Kaczynski. After recognizing similarities between the Unabomber's manifesto and Ted's writing, David contacted the FBI and provided them with crucial information about his brother's whereabouts and activities. Based on this information, the FBI was able to track down Kaczynski to his remote cabin in Montana. He was arrested without incident and eventually convicted on multiple charges, including the use of weapons of mass destruction. Kaczynski was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His capture marked the end of a long and complex investigation, and it stands as a testament to the FBI's determination and expertise. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.